Oops. So, you may have noticed I have cleaned the workbench off. I messed this cube up pretty bad, the MF5. Okay, well, let's try this 5x5 magnetizing thing again, since I messed up the MF5 so badly. This is the QiYi Budget 5x5. I've been saying QiZheng, but it's probably closer to QiZheng, is what I'm hearing. That's what Google Translate says. So bear with me if I say it wrong, because I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I'll do my best. All right, so we blew up the MF5. MF5 is like ruined. So let's try a different one. All right, so I'm pretty sure that what we want to do is like this and like this. All right, and the reason I say that is because we're going to check this now. So when these go together, they go like that. So on top of this tab, there's nothing. Okay. So we put it together like this, and you see how there's nothing. There is, this bit here goes over that tab, but it doesn't extend into this piece, so there's room to put a magnet in here. And I think that is the right place to put it, and so that's what I'm going to do. 4x2s are not going to fit in there, and 4x1.5s don't really fit in there either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4x2 in 35s everywhere except in the corners, because they won't fit in the corners. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to make a nice clicky feel between the center edge and the outer edge, okay? And then it should be a slightly less clicky feel for the outer edge. And I think that's actually going to work out just fine. So let's get these magnets in here, and then I'll show you why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Take a 3.5, or take a 3x1.5 and put it in there. See if we can flip it there. So that'll sit in there nice. And then what I'm going to do is just drop the 4x2 in here and cover it up with my thumb, because I'm going to take this and put them together like that, and they should be doing their thing. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. If you look right here, you'll see that the way this 3x1.5 fits in here, it's actually offset from the center. So these are not matched up center to center. This one is offset a little bit. It's because this piece of plastic here is a little bit in the way, and so they don't fit in there exactly right. However, this is perfectly fine, and I think it will still work well. It'll work well enough. We'll have to see after I do it. However, this doesn't change how to magnetize a 5x5. This is just very specific what magnet I'm using and where I place them on this particular 5x5. So you're still going to have the corner edge pair and the center edge, outer edge pair. Okay. And so in the center edge, outer edge pair, I'm just going to use 4x2mm N35s, because they're going to work really well for it. So what I do, cover that up, put that in there, and we'll adjust this and make sure we like where it sits. It seems to be a good spot, nestled right down in there. So those are going to work perfectly. And then these are going to be fine right here. All right, so let's do our first pair. Make sure this looks the way I want it to, and it does. I'll do this one first. If I mess it up, it's not as big a deal. Like if you put too much glue in these edges, it's not a big deal. If you drop too much glue accidentally on a corner, especially one with so little room. There we go. Yeah, that is actually too much in that edge, but it'll be okay. All right, so now we're gonna let that cure for a while, and then we'll come back and we'll do more pairs. Okay, these should be dry, so let's make another pair. Guess what? We're gonna go away and let this dry again. So see you in a bit. Okay, well, time for another pair. I believe these are dry. So this is a thing you can do. If you get too much glue, you stick the tip of a paper towel in there, roll it up. You can soak up some of it, and that'll do a better job. And then you won't accidentally glue your pieces together, which is not a thing you probably want. All right, let's let it dry. Okay, time for more. Let them dry. Okay, time to do another set. Alright, so before I reassemble, I do want to talk about magnetizing a 5x5 and the specific magnets and placements that I used for this cube. Because it's slightly different from what I did for the ill-fated MF5. Okay, so let me see if I can get up close with these things. So there's basically two different pairs. Alright. So there are basically two different pairs. You have the center outer edge pair, and then you have the corner outer edge pair, okay? And so there's no like relationship between the polarity direction of these two magnets and the polarity direction of these two magnets. So it's unimportant which one goes where. Okay, these have to match on all corner edge pairs, and these have to match on all edge center edge pairs. Okay, but between the two it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is on a 5x5, I generally like to use the same magnet all throughout the whole thing. But in the case of this particular one, my 4x2 millimeter N35s simply won't fit in the corner. They just won't. And so because of that, I had to use a 3x1.5 millimeter in the corner and a 4x2 here. As discussed earlier, it should be fine because that'll actually make this magnet pair slightly weaker than these two magnet pairs, which is kind of what you want on a 5x5 anyway. So I figure I'll put it together, I'll give this a try. Should be fine. Every 5x5 you magnetize though is going to have these two magnet pairs. I haven't run across one that's any different from that. Again, if I can, I would just as soon use the same strength of magnets everywhere, because my Wushwang, that is the best 5x5 I've touched, with the possible exception of the Yushin 5x5, which I don't have right now. I mean, they're both fantastic cubes and they both use the same magnets. That's my recommendation. I would only do this thing that I did here because I can't do otherwise. Like, if I don't do it this way, I don't get to magnetize it at all. So, unless I want to drill or something, which I have zero interest in. So, let's get this thing put back together. Alright, there you have it. It's all done, right? Don't need to do anything else. Well, there might be a little more work to be done. But first we're going to change the battery. Alright, all the pieces are packed together. Now we just have to assemble the cube. Alright, so with these magnets, no lube, the bump is definitely much more pronounced in the inner layers than it is on the outer layers. Like, the bump is there, it's a little tiny bump, it's not as much of a bump. I think that might be okay. Also, I think you probably want to drop some lube in this. Probably, I mean, I'm going to use DNM37 because I use that on everything, and then tighten it up a little bit, and I bet that'll give you just the right amount of stability. I think this cube is not bad, frankly. Yeah, it seems all right. I think I like it better than the other budget 5x5s I've magnetized so far. So, yeah, Anyway, that right there is how you magnetize a 5x5 cube. So hopefully you will find this video helpful in your own endeavors to magnetize a 5x5 cube. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up down there, and if you'd like to be notified when I upload more content, hit that subscribe button and click the bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you at the next video. Cheers!